Hey, it's your astrological bestie, Chani Nicholas, and this is the Astrology of the Week Ahead podcast. I am so glad that you are here. I'm so grateful that anybody and everybody that begins their week with this podcast or listens to it at any phase of the week, any stage of the week, does so, because I think that the power of astrology is that it can really help us to make the most of the quality of time that we're living in. And I really do feel like it is a beautiful kind of frame for our life so that we know when to go, when to slow, when to plant some seeds, and when to just let things ripen and come to fruition. Speaking of which, we just had a new moon on Sunday, the 4th of August. So this podcast is about the week of August 5th, but we're beginning it with this feeling of potential, with this feeling of something being initiated. Something is beginning, and the potential of it is really positive. That's one level of what just happened on Sunday. And maybe you're listening to this on Sunday, so it's happening. And that beginning, that initiation keeps going and keeps getting better, and something really positive or important or some kind of a boost to whatever it is we begin over the weekend happens on Wednesday. So from Sunday, the 4th of August until Wednesday, the 7th of August, there is this building, hopefully even enthusiasm, if I may, about what it is that is emerging, what it is that's beginning, and how to have confidence in the actions that we take, and how to have confidence in our ability to meet the moment. That's another thing I want us to really focus on. I've been talking about confidence and leadership over the course of Leo season, over the course of the last couple of weeks, and I want to stay focused there. I want to keep talking about that in as much as we're also in a very sticky and tricky time. Not this week necessarily, but it's happening the week after and the week after that. And there's stuff that is surrounding us right now, like in the ethers, on the periphery, that we might be feeling is already like a little bit of a pinch, or a challenging kind of situation is mounting in an area of our life, maybe a couple areas of our life, but for sure like one. And maybe not personally, but for sure collectively. I think one of the things that we can do with this astrology, with the really positive signatures of this week and the really challenging signatures that are taking shape and that are going to solidify over the course of the next couple weeks, what we can do is have faith in our ability to respond to the moment, to have faith in our ability to get curious and ask questions, to have faith in our ability to show up and find our way to lead us through the moment as we need, to find our way to lead ourselves through the moment as we can. So again, this week is some really lovely little pieces, and they're small, not a lot is going on this week, which is good when we know that the next couple of weeks are kind of packed. And what I want to say is do the things that you need to do this week. Do not put them off. Do not wait until next week or the week after. Don't be like, oh, I can do it the week of August 12th or 19th. No, don't do that. I mean, maybe you can, but I wouldn't. My little pro tip is don't. Because even if you can, by the time those weeks roll around, we're going to be so grateful for any extra time, energy, resources, bandwidth, first and foremost, as we have. I want us to just think of those weeks in August, the 12th and the 19th, those weeks of August, as being ones that are probably going to consume a lot of our bandwidth and maybe our cortisol. I don't know. Maybe not. I could be wrong. But the astrology is saying just don't overdo those weeks of August. Leave it. Leave them open and spacious as much as you can. Prioritize the singular things that are important. Like, okay, if I could do anything that week, it would be this. Do that first and then see what else is possible. And the next week, what's the most important thing to do that week? Do that thing first. And if you get it done, amazing. If you don't, okay. But don't pile things on that you don't need to pile on, because it's not worth it. And if this week's astrology is saying something good, it's saying there might be some extra time and space to do things here and now. So get them done, again, while you can. Okay, the only two things that happen astrologically, again, that get perfected or pronounced or like that complete, there's other stuff going around that's surrounding, but the two main things are both on Wednesday. The sun makes a sextile to Jupiter, and this was present at the new moon on Sunday. And that new moon was about initiating our own sense of leadership or initiating confidence in ourselves. And again, Wednesday's astrology, the sun sextile Jupiter, feels like a confidence boost. I love that. So how can we encourage trust in ourselves? It's by doing the things we said we were going to do, or by being exceptionally transparent when we can't do them, and accountable when we mess up, because we're going to mess up. We're just going to mess up. It's the human condition. It's also Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde is always a really good time to be like, made a mistake. I wish I didn't do it that way. I'll never do it that way again. That's mine. I'm going to hold that and tend to the consequences of it. Also on Wednesday, Mercury retrograde in Virgo is making a conjunction with Venus, also in Virgo. Now, this is the friendly aspect I was talking about last week if you were here. Mercury retrograde is really good at saying that doesn't work, incorrect, wrong, not going to happen, wrong directions, you took the wrong amount of money, you didn't keep the receipts, wrong, especially in Virgo. Just because Virgo gets very specific and it's very detailed. Great. We like to know what it is exactly. But Venus lends a kind of friendship, even in Virgo. I say that because Venus is in its technical fall in Virgo, so it's a little struggle bussy in terms of what it can do and what it can't do. So it still wants to be friendly, and it's still going to put a kind of work before pleasure type of thing. So I just don't want us to work extra hard again at things we don't need to work extra hard at. There are things we have to work extra hard at right now. Don't misconstrue them with other things. I want you to save your energy for the most complicated problems, because there will be some. Don't overcomplicate what doesn't need to be complicated. On Wednesday, Venus and Mercury make a conjunction in Virgo, and it's a really good time for very well-constructed love notes. Get specific about why you love people. Get very clear about why you appreciate them. This is a good time to review your communications with certain people in your life and say, who do I owe a thank you note to? And spend some time constructing them. It's also a time to remember that it's really good to learn how to receive appreciation. And again, I think this is a friendly reminder, like you have something in your teeth kind of vibe. Like, boo out before you get your picture taken. Like your hair is funny, like it needs to be, or your shirt is, your collar is under can I just fix this thing? Like take that advice, because I think there's going to be some, metaphorically or literally, there's going to be some like, this is, you don't want to do this right now. Hold on, just like correct this thing and then you'll be good. So think of life as like meeting you, hopefully in the most friendly way possible, to help you catch the little things, the little details that will make something all the better. Thank you all so much for leaving us reviews in the App Store. Thank you for the effort it takes. Thank you for the thoughtfulness. Thank you for the words. Thank you for the love. It is deeply, deeply felt and massively impactful for all of us on a personal level on the Chani app team, but also for us as a company. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to leave you with this one. It's called My Favorite Thing, Sunday at Noon. Chani is so wonderful and smart. I learned so much from her. Sunday at noon is my favorite day and time because I can listen to the next week's readings. I escape my family to listen and learn and meditate with the readings. I then proceed to listen to the reading about 2 other times throughout the week because they are just packed with information that I can't wait to unpack. In the last 2 years, I can see that much of my personal development has stemmed from what I've learned here. Did I mention how soothing Chani's voice is? Highly recommend. All right, y'all. Again, next week is the gnarly week. We are definitely feeling it now, but next week is the time period where you want to be really spacious and practice patience and focus. This is a time to practice focusing, maybe just in little installments. We can't focus forever and ever on something, but we can focus and then have a break and then focus and then have a break and focus and have a break. If there is an obstacle in your path, if there's an obstacle that you're working on deconstructing, I want you to put in concerted effort and then kind of let it go. How can you rest in motion in a way? How can you let things happen and move into the places that you can move into, address the things that you can address, save the things you can, fix the things you can, and let the rest of the mess of the moment do what it does. Again, if you can get stuff done this week, all the better. We don't want to put things off until next week and the week after. I don't think. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, and that will be great. And we'll see what else this astrology has in store for us. But I just want us to move into this part of the year spacious as much as possible. And like non-urgent, like there will be urgent things. Let the stuff that isn't urgent be non-urgent. All right, y'all. I'm sending you lots of love. I hope that Wednesday's astrology is incredibly affirming and confidence boosting and very, very, very friendly. Sending you lots of love, many blessings. Bye for now.